In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what it's like dating a dismissive avoidant as a fearful avoidant. So I'm going to be sharing with you from my personal experience, what it was like in the beginning of my relationship, how it kind of played out over time, and 8 of my biggest triggers as a fearful avoidant dating a dismissive avoidant. First and foremost, I want to say that I am still with my DA partner. Things can work out. I know a lot of people send a lot of hate towards dismissive avoidants. And I just want to say that they are not bad people, okay? They might do things that kind of make you feel hurt at times, but that is not like their intention, right? Yes, they should work on themselves. Yes, they need like a little bit of modeling and a little bit of work around communication and things. But overall, I promise you, dismissive avoidance can be really amazing, really faithful, and really like awesome partners for the long haul. In the beginning of my relationship, right? I felt like I had met my soulmate. Like I felt fireworks boom. Like we just clicked and we were literally like hanging out all the time. And I remember him sending me these loving texts and sending me love songs and just kind of like love bombing, right? And I thought, is this too good to be true? But you know, me as a fearful avoidant, I was like, no, I'm just going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to keep operating out of fear and maybe missing opportunities that might actually be good for me, right? And so we were kind of like in this honeymoon phase for about the first 6 months of our relationship dynamic. Fast forward after the 6-month mark, right? We started feeling like a little bit more distant. Like I started noticing he was emotionally unavailable, right? I wasn't getting these texts all the time. I wasn't being prioritized. Instead, he was doing other things with his free time. And I just started feeling like, like, what about me? Like, is he not interested anymore? What is going on here? Like, and I would just be waiting, you know, and I started feeling really anxious as a fearful avoidant, right? We can be anxious or we can be avoidant. And so I would feel really anxious. Like, is he going to call me? Did he text me? And no, some of the days it'd be like, he wouldn't text me like till like later in the evening or whatever. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, how did we go from like an amazing connection to like this distance, right? And so I remember just asking him, like, is everything okay? You know, what's going on with you? Like, you couldn't text me, or like, you know, I would start being a little passive aggressive because I wanted more connection. And he was very inconsistent as a DA. And so there was kind of like that phase going on, and we eventually were able to iron these things out, talk about them in a healthy way, because I myself healed my attachment style. If you don't know me, my name is Marcella. I'm a relationship coach. I was trained by Tice Gibson in the personal development school. I have a bachelor's degree, and I've been studying the field of personal development in attachment theory for the past 5 years now. Now let's continue. I want to get into the biggest triggers that I had, well, some of the biggest triggers that I had dating a dismissive avoidant. And number 1 was the fact that he didn't really plan any romantic dates, okay? So he wasn't like planning like a nice dinner we could dress up and you know go like have a nice time together, or you know trying to open the car door for me, or being really romantic, or like any of these things. You know, like once we fast forward out of that honeymoon phase, like things really settled down, and this really started to affect me because I started thinking like, is he not interested in me? What is going on here? Am I not good enough? Like, I know that he has to know, you know, that like a woman likes nice things, like flowers, like going on a date, like these types of things. And I was just like, why isn't he doing that for me, right? So this really triggered me to kind of spiral some of the time and kind of like be combative towards him and like criticize him, or like say like, you know, I don't even ever feel special, or these types of things. I was just, you know, typical FA responses, right? We kind of can go into this negative spiral. Trigger number 2 is that when there was a disagreement or an argument, my DA would do what every DA does, is known for, shut down, walk away, run away, you know, like, and that would literally like cause me to like feel, number 1, super disrespected. Like, how dare him just walk off in the middle of our conflict. Number 2, I felt very unimportant. And like I didn't matter, right? These things really mattered to me that I wanted to bring up anytime we were in a disagreement or argument. And for him, it was just like, run away. Like, why are we in this? Like, bye. Like, and I just would remember just feeling so much more hurt and angry. And that was a super hard thing just to deal with over time. Trigger number 3 is that I did not receive any compliments when I would really dress up, really do my hair and makeup, and I would go by him and I'd be like, oh, hi, like, or cuddle with him. And, I mean, he would like cuddle with me back and stuff, but it's like, there was no like, oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, you look pretty, you're amazing, you're hot, you're this, that. Like, never getting built up, like never looking, to give me like any compliments. And that really affected me in a negative way. Like, I felt really like unseen and like not good enough in the relationship dynamic. And this kind of would make me feel like less of a person. I started eventually putting him on a pedestal, and I was starting to go down here because I'm like, and so I would also try to give him compliments just because I wanted to give him what I was wanting. But then eventually I realized people don't feel loved the same way that we feel loved. And oftentimes we think that, so we give others what we would want, right? And that's not how it works. Trigger number 4 is that I would start feeling really bored in the relationship. Now, I know why this happens. Fearful avoidants have this big need for novelty. We like to explore. We like to try new things. We like to do new things. We have a lot of energy. Like, we just want to be go, go, go. Let's have fun. Like, let's have experiences and travel the world and enjoy life and all these wonderful things. And a DA can just be so content in whatever they're into, right? So it's like my partner could just be like outside working on the car, or outside working on horses because he loves horses. And I just remember, like, this is all good and wonderful, but all the time, like, I want to go do other things. Like, let's do something exciting or amazing. And I just didn't never feel like he was on board. But partially that's because I never asked. I just was calm, just waiting there, like expecting him to like do everything, know everything, and just show up for me and say, come on, we're going to the beach this weekend. Come on, we're going to the mall this weekend. Come on, let's go over here to this new restaurant. Like, I was literally expecting him to like do everything. And when I look back, it's like super funny because I never like communicated the way that I should have. I was just expecting, right? Fearful avoidance, expecting things. Trigger number 5 is like when there was a lack of intimacy, right? So if there was like a long period of days, let's say like, I don't know if this is for everybody, but like for me, like if there's like going like 5 days to like a week, like with no intimacy, I would automatically feel like he's losing interest in me. And then sometimes as a fearful avoidant, this would literally feel like potentially I'm being betrayed. Like, it would trigger my betrayal core wound, and I would start thinking thoughts like, what is he up to? Why isn't he into me anymore? Like, he has to have needs or desires too. Like, is he like doing this somewhere else? What is going on? And this is literally what would go on in my head. So very raw material I'm sharing with you. Trigger number 6 is that he would get excited over certain things in life that he really loved, that he really enjoyed. And I would feel like, but he's not doing that about me. Why not about me? Why not me? Like, why is he so excited over these things? But he's never that excited. Never see him acting like that with me. Or he's so excited to talk to this person, but why is he never that excited when he's talking to me? Or he gives all these people all this great energy and his best foot forward, but why doesn't he do that for me? And so I would feel really, really triggered, like I didn't matter, or like maybe unworthy, or like I wasn't good enough, because why could he make all these other things seem so wonderful in his life, but he never had that energy about me? He did in the beginning, right? In that honeymoon phase, but when things started to like calm down and slow down, he kind of started to slow down also. And I remember just taking this so personally. I felt like, oh my gosh, I must be nothing anymore, right? And then number 7 trigger is that he would be super sensitive to criticism, and this would literally piss me off. Why? Because like whenever I wanted to talk about anything small, anything, it's like, oh, you're trying to argue. Oh, you're trying to change me. You're trying to control me. I never lived a life like this. I don't want nobody to change me or control me. I don't do that to you. I don't want you to do that to me. Why are you like this? I gotta run. Flee the scene, right? And so it left me feeling so frustrated and so helpless so much of the time, because I literally felt like anytime I had something to say, he was gonna run off. We could never resolve it, and that was that. And so this literally like made me feel like I don't know how much more I can take. If I can never talk about something with you, how can we manage this relationship? Because I'm constantly feeling sad and hurt, and like I have to deal with things on my own, and you are not there, capable or willing even to like hash this out with me, right? So it just seemed like mission impossible. Although my heart really loved him and I had strings attached, and I wanted to make things work, right? Like most of us, we want to make things work in our relationship. Trigger number 8 is that he didn't like to commit to plans. He didn't like to make and commit to plans. He was kind of like, we'll just go if we go, or the weekend we'll see what's going on. And me, like, because I was a fearful avoidant, I was like, I need to know what's going on. I need to know how to plan my life. I need to know, like, are we going at 2 o'clock? At 5 o'clock, like, and then let's stick to that. Like, it's like cold set, because like if I have like 3 hours of my day before we go do something, okay, I'm gonna plan what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go outside and meditate or do whatever I want to do. I'm gonna make sure I'm here on the time that we have to leave. I'm not just waiting around, right? I felt like I had to wait around. So if we said 3 o'clock and now he wanted to move the time, I was like, what? Like, whoa, like now what am I gonna do? Wait for the rest of this time? Like that would literally like set me off. And part of this had to do with like my inability to be flexible, right? And to understand things come up and not to be so hardcore on these things in my life. So yeah, these are just some of my biggest triggers, my insights dating a dismissive avoidant partner. What truly helped me, honestly, was like number 1, learning to heal my deepest core wounds. So that I'm not taking everything so personally, like I don't matter, I'm not good enough, right? These things are only getting touched and triggered on all of the time by our dismissive avoidant partners, because we don't have them healed yet. So they're always showing up. We're always interpreting our reality through these lenses, because a securely attached individual would not feel this way, would not interpret the situation in that very same way. Number 2, I had to get very vocal about communicating my needs. So like whatever I wanted, whatever I needed, I had to understand that my DA is not a mind reader, and I had to start advocating for myself. If I want something, communicate it. If I need support, ask for it. You know, I had to be very proactive, because that's how DAs operate, right? Like need us to be very direct and straightforward in our relationships. And then usually when you ask, like they're like totally willing and ready to show up. And that's why I say, like, they're like the most sweetest, wonderful creatures ever. And number 3, I had to learn about the dismissive avoidant and how they operate in relationships. I know it's like, why do I have to do all the work? But like, literally, because you're the one who's into personal growth. You're the one who understands emotions and feelings. They don't whatsoever. They hardly have like that drive in them to be into like learning about those kinds of things. So truth is like either you're gonna do the work because you love them and you're gonna heal yourself and you're gonna learn how to show up better because you want this relationship, or unfortunately it's going to crumble. And that's the hard truth. And so you might come across like here and there like a dismissive avoidant who wants to do the work, who may be looking into it, but rare cause. So I am sending you lots of love. If you want to learn more about dismissive avoidant, fearful avoidant dynamic, go ahead and stay tuned, because I have much more content in the making.